Hello and welcome to Stories of the Poses. My name is Adriana Lee with Solstice Yoga, and today I'll be guiding you through a 60-minute yoga class building up to the peak of Astavakrasana, where we'll be following the story of Ashtavakra, or the sage that the pose Astavakrasana is named after. For today's practice, you'll need 2 blocks, and you may want a strap for a few poses. You also may want a blanket to pad your knees. So once you've got all of your props together, maybe put on some music, and then we'll get started. We'll begin today's practice in a comfortable cross-legged seat or kneeling if you prefer. If your hips are feeling tight, you might choose to sit on top of a block to elevate your hips and get out of that stuck energy or tight energy. Now allow your palms to either face down on your knees for grounding or up, symbolic of receiving, then close your eyes. Take a moment to tilt the pelvis forward and back a few times until you find that perfect spot that feels neutral and comfortable for your hips and low back. Deepen your breath and feel for expanding your breath into all sides of the rib cage, growing a little bit taller with each breath in. Our intent for today's practice is to move with curiosity. The moment that we label or judge something, we cut ourselves off from understanding and stop learning. So with each and every pose, with every muscle that you feel, every joint that you feel, every bone, allow yourself to look at your body and your practice with fresh eyes, with that sense of childlike curiosity and wonder. Rather than deciding, before even trying, that something is not for you or too hard or. Allow yourself to be in the energy of curiosity even now. As you feel into your body, get curious about what sensations are present without labeling or judging things as good or bad. The mind is always trying to categorize things, so it can be challenging to not place a label on feelings like good or bad or painful or whatever. Allow yourself, instead of immediately naming, to feel into the sensation and just allow it to be. Notice if your mind really wants to name it, and that's okay. Allow that too. Begin by sensing whatever sensations arise around the tailbone. Do your best to be with that sensation, once again, without labeling it. And then draw your awareness up a little bit higher into your hips, around the space of the hip bones, maybe the low belly and low back. Observe what you're feeling here. Take note if the mind really struggled to not label, and then let that go. Draw your awareness higher up into the space of the navel, mid-back, bottom of the rib cage. Sense and feel, avoiding those labels or judgments or backstory. Awareness travels up now into the space of the heart, chest, and upper back. Breathe and feel. And awareness travels up into your shoulders. And slowly move your awareness down from the shoulder through each part of your arm until you get to your fingertips. Breathe and sense anything that comes up. Move awareness up into the space of the throat, neck. Keep moving up into the jaw. Feel any sensations that arise in your mouth cheeks, your eyes, your forehead. Feeling any sensations that are present in the entire skull. Now stay in this energy, but open up your eyes and place the soles of your feet together. Let the knees go out to the sides in Baddha Konasana. We'll move into 100 rounds of Kapalabhati and then come out of it and into a forward fold. So your pace may be different than mine. Take your own pace. We'll begin with an inhale into the belly. Exhale, let all the breath go, get empty. Now inhale to just half capacity and then begin. Pump the belly in and up as you exhale forcefully through the nose. Continue going at your own pace, and you can choose to play with a faster speed or a slower speed depending on what would feel good in your body. Note the sensation of the diaphragm releasing before you snap it back in each time, so the belly isn't constantly contracted. There's a moment of contraction and a moment of release. After your 100th round, take a deep breath in and hold your breath. Hold the breath for as long as it's interesting, and take note of whatever sensations arise as you hold the breath. Get curious. When it's no longer interesting to hold your breath, walk yourself down into a forward fold. Allow your chin to fall down towards your chest and breathe normally. Our story begins while Ashtavakra was still in the womb. From inside his mother's pregnant belly, he could hear his father reciting the Vedas, which are ancient scriptures. Astavakrasana was conceived already with the soul of a sage, so he already had the knowledge of the Vedas, the correct pronunciation, everything memorized from the womb. And it pained him to hear his father reciting the Vedas improperly. Rise all the way back up to a comfortable seat and extend your right leg out into half straddle. Place your right hand beside you, either inside or outside of the leg. Reach out through left fingertips, neck release. Drop your right ear down towards your right shoulder. Then roll your chin a little forward and a little back until you find that perfect angle for the left side of your neck. Then pause there. Inhale, telescope your ribs up. Exhale, glide your shoulder blades down your back. Inhale into your hips. Exhale, draw your belly in, maybe softening and settling the sit bones down into the ground, feeling for a grounding sensation. So one day after Ashtavakra could not take it anymore, hearing his father recite the Vedas incorrectly was like nails on a chalkboard. Finally, from the womb, he corrected his father, which was a huge offense. Side bend. Sweep your left arm overhead, wrap your left shoulder, and arc your upper body towards the right, maybe walking right fingertips a bit further to the right. Inhale into your left side ribs. Exhale, glide your right shoulder blade down your back, hugging the shoulder blade towards the rib cage. Inhale into low belly and hips. Exhale, settle down through your sit bones and flex your right toes back towards your shin. Feel for staying a bit active in the shape while using the breath to explore greater depth. His father was so offended from the womb by this unborn baby, which, maybe toxic masculinity, maybe a little bit of that there. But he was so offended that he wound up cursing his son while he was still in the womb. And when Ashtavakra was born, he was born with 8 deformities or 8 crooked limbs, which is where he gets his name, Astavakrasana. Lower down into a forward fold. Set your left hand down on the inside of the right leg. Inhale, reach your chest forward towards your toes. And as you exhale, draw the belly in as you fold. Soften chin towards chest. Inhale, use your hands to grip the mat. Reach your rib cage forward, maintaining length in your spine. Exhale, relax through shoulders, maybe letting the chin fall towards the chest. Feel for a soft and open upper back and a protected low back. Walk yourself all the way back up to a seat. Use your hand to help your head up and switch legs. Extend the left leg out, right foot towards left inner thigh, neck release. Set your left hand down, hover right fingertips over to the right, and drop left ear to left shoulder. Once again, take a moment to find that perfect angle for the right side of your neck. And then once you've got that angle, maybe allow your eyes to close. Inhale into the right shoulder. Exhale, glide your shoulder blades down away from your ears. Inhale into low belly and hips. Exhale, settle your sit bones into the mat, but lift your ribs up. Feel for maintaining a long spine. Now, Astavakrasana is born already with all of this great knowledge in his mind. And he grows up quite poor. There's some versions of the story where his father winds up in a gambling debt and ends up in jail. Other versions where something else happens, he's defeated, and he ends up sentenced to death by drowning. Many versions, but we won't harp too much on those details. Side bend. Reach your right arm overhead, wrap your right shoulder, arc your upper body towards the left, maybe walking left fingertips further if you need more space. Press down through the right palm, inhale into your ribs. Exhale, glide your left shoulder blade down your back and hug shoulder blade towards the rib cage. Inhale into the right ribs. Exhale, reach through right fingertips, creating a little bit more length and space through the right side body. Feel for using your breath to create more depth while still having that length through the spine. Later on in Ashtavakra's life, he hears about the great King Janaka and his court, which is supposed to be the most enlightened, most intelligent court that exists. Release your right hand down and come into a forward fold over the left leg. Inhale, reach your chest towards your toes. Exhale, draw belly in as you fold. Inhale into your upper back. Exhale, soften your jaw, let go of any tension in your neck. Feel for a supported and easy fold. So because Astavakrasana has heard of all these amazing stories, he decides to take the very long and challenging, especially for someone in his body, and somewhat painful journey across India to get to King Janaka's court. Rise all the way back up to a seat, grab a block, and if you prefer to do abs with a rolled up blanket or a pillow, grab that as well. Have that within arm's reach and lie down on your back for abdominals. We'll begin with frog lifting through. Lift your knees up over your hips and open your knees out into a frog shape so you have 90-degree angles at the knee joints and ankle joints. Clasp your hands behind your head. Wrap your shoulders, pointing your elbows up towards the ceiling. Inhale, curl your head and shoulders up. Exhale, press your low back down, curl, pubic bone in towards the navel, reach through thighs, and pull low belly down. Inhale, relax your pelvis, lift your chest and shoulders higher. Exhale, curl, pubic bone towards navel, press down through low back, draw low belly down. Inhale, relax pelvis, lift chest and shoulders high. Exhale, pubic bone to navel, reach out for your thigh bones and press into your feet energetically like you're pushing into a wall, pull low belly down. 3 more, inhale, tuck the pelvis, lift chest and shoulders high. Exhale, press low back down into the mat, curl pubic bone towards navel, pull belly down. Last 2, inhale, back to neutral, lift elbows high. Exhale, pubic bone to navel, pull belly down. And last round. Inhale, relax pelvis. Exhale, curl pubic bone to navel, pull belly down. Inhale, lower your head down. Take your hands outside of your knees and use your hands to close your knees together like a book. Then grab your block or rolled up blanket, whatever you'd like for abs of the roll. Place the roll or block between your thighs and extend your legs straight up into the air. Press into the balls of your feet like you're pushing on a gas pedal. Clasp your hands behind your head, this time using your non-dominant grip. Inhale into your lower back. Pause your breath, press low back down. Internally rotate your thighs to squeeze the block. Exhale, lift your chest and shoulders straight up. Relax your head into your hands. Squeeze the block a second time, pull low belly down. Inhale, set your head down. Pause your breath, press low back down, hug the block or roll. Exhale, lift chest and shoulders straight up. Squeeze a second time, pull low belly down. Inhale, lower your head down. Pause your breath, root down through the top rim of the sacrum. Internally rotate thighs to squeeze the block. Exhale, lift chest and shoulders straight up. Lead with your armpits, relax your neck. Squeeze a second time, pull low belly down. Inhale, lower your head down. Hold your breath, press down through the sacrum, squeeze the block. Exhale, lift chest and shoulders high. Squeeze the block again, pull belly down. Soften your neck and jaw. Inhale, lower your head down. Pause breath, press low back down, squeeze block. Exhale, lift chest and shoulders up. Squeeze again, pull low belly down. Inhale, set your head down. Last one. Pause your breath. Press down through the top rim of the sacrum. Squeeze the roll. Exhale, lift chest and shoulders up. Get even higher this time. Shoulder blades off the mat. Squeeze again, pull low belly down. Inhale, set your head down. Set your feet down. Remove the block. And we'll set up for Kung Fu Frog. Your last set of abdominals, I promise. Lift your knees up. Setting up back in that frog shape, open knees out to 90-degree angles. Clasp your hands behind your head. Inhale, lift your chest and shoulders up. Pause breath. Press down through low back. Reach right leg out to the right. Exhale, curl pubic bone towards navel. Send the left foot forward 3 inches. Pull low belly down. Inhale, bend both knees. Relax pelvis, lift chest and shoulders high. Pause breath. Press down through the low back. Kick the left leg out to the left. Exhale, move right foot 3 inches forward. Curl pubic bone to navel, pull low belly down. Inhale, bend both knees. Return to frog, lift chest and shoulders high. Pause breath. Press low back down. Kick out through the right leg. Exhale, send the left foot forward 3 inches. Curl pubic bone towards navel. Externally rotate the right thigh bone, pointing big toe down towards the ground. Pull low belly down. Inhale, bend both knees. Return to frog. Lift chest and shoulders high. Pause breath. Press low back down. Kick out through the left leg. Exhale, right foot forward 3 inches. Externally rotate the left thigh bone. Pull low belly down. Last one each side. Bend both knees. Inhale, chest and shoulders high. Pause breath. Press low back down. Kick the right leg out. Exhale, externally rotate the right thigh. Send left foot forward 3 inches. Pull low belly down. Inhale, bend both knees. Return to frog. Lift shoulders high. Hold your breath. Press down through low back. Kick out the left leg. Exhale, right foot forward 3 inches. Externally rotate the left thigh bone. Pull low belly down. Inhale, bend both knees. Set your head down. Place your hands outside of your knees and squeeze the knees in towards your chest. Lower your feet down. Bridge over a block with figure 4. Press down into your feet and roll your hips up into bridge. Then grab your block and place the block underneath your sacrum at whatever height feels appropriate for you for today. You can relax your arms by your sides, overhead, whatever feels comfortable for you. Inhale into your hips. Exhale, press down through your feet and hug your heels towards your sit bones energetically to feel your hamstrings turn on. Inhale into low belly. Exhale, spread through your toes and hug in through your inner ankles. Now reach your right leg straight up into the air. Cross your right ankle over left thigh into figure 4. Inhale into your hips. Exhale, lengthen your tailbone forward. Press down through your left foot even more. Inhale into low back. Exhale, reach your right thigh bone in the direction that your knee is already pointed, almost as if you could traction out the hip joint. And release the right foot down and switch sides. Extend your left leg straight up into the air, then cross left ankle over right thigh. Inhale into your hips. Exhale, lengthen your tailbone forward. Press down through the right foot. Inhale into low belly. Exhale, reach your left thigh in the direction it's already going. Feel for creating space in the left hip joint. Release your left foot down. Press down through your feet. Lift your hips up off the block. Remove the block, but stay in bridge for a moment. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lower down one section of spine at a time. Once you arrive, let your knees fall in towards each other, feet towards the outer edges of the mat. And just take one breath here, letting your sacrum settle. Then roll over onto your side and rise up into a tabletop position for cat-cow. Place your palms right underneath your shoulders. As you inhale, drop your belly towards the mat, reach your heart forward and look up. Exhale, round your spine, press into fingertips and tops of feet, draw belly in. Inhale, cow. Drop your belly, squeeze the heels of your hands and knees towards each other, hug upper back muscles. Exhale, push the earth away, draw your belly towards your spine, tuck chin. One more round. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, return to a neutral tabletop. Extend your right leg straight back behind you at the height of your hip and reach left arm forward. Inhale. Exhale, lift up your arm and leg 1 more centimeter. Inhale into your left hip joint. Exhale, push into the top of your foot to get a little bit more height. Lift your body up away from the ground. Squeeze the right glute. 1 more inhale. Exhale, release the left hand down, sunbird bow. Look forward and find a modified chaturanga with the right leg lifted. So chin is coming down towards the mat, and then press yourself back up. We'll do that a few more times. Lower down and push back up. Last one, if you'd like the left heel to come down with you, go for it, and then press back up. Release the right foot down, and we'll switch sides. Left leg reaches straight back behind you. Extend your right arm forward. Inhale. Exhale, lift up the left leg and the right arm. Inhale into your core. Exhale, lift your body up away from the ground, creating a little bit more space in your joints. 1 more breath. Sunbird bow. Release your right hand down, keep the left leg lifted. Look forward and bend your elbows down into a modified chaturanga, then press yourself back up. 2 more. Bend down to hover. Press yourself back up. Last one, if you'd like to bring the right heel towards the glute, go for it, and then press back up. Release the left leg down. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a moment here, maybe bend one knee at a time, or whatever else would feel good for your body. And then walk your feet to the top of the mat. Allow your head to hang heavy. Bend your knees and roll all the way up to standing. Head comes up last. Roll out your shoulders if that would feel good. And then big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Unless your low back or hips are sensitive today, then keep your feet a little bit wider. Place your hands together at your heart and close your eyes for a moment, feeling into that energy of curiosity. What makes you most curious? Is it unanswered questions? Is it a project? Is it a challenge? Take a moment to honor whatever that is. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Reach your arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Soften your chest towards your knees. Inhale, Ardha, hands to shins, elongate your spine. Exhale, modified chaturanga. Set your hands onto the mat, step back into plank. Lower your knees down, then lower chest and belly all the way down at the same time. Cobra, hands slightly forward to the shoulders. Inhale, drag your rib cage forward and up. Exhale, pull ribs forward and down. Hands under shoulders, down dog. Take a full expansive breath in. Exhale, root down through your fingers and your knuckles, creating that hasta bandha, that hand lock. 1 final breath here. On no breath, walk your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, elongate your spine, hands to shins. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Sweep your arms up, option to gaze up. Exhale, Tadasana, hands down to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Ardha, elongate your spine, either hands to shins or hands to the ground. Exhale, Chaturanga, step back to plank. Lower knees, chest and belly down at the same time. Squeeze in through your core. Hands forward, inhale, Cobra. Pull ribs forward and up. Exhale, pull ribs forward and down. Hands under shoulders, down dog. Deep inhale, this time into hips and low back. Exhale, draw your belly in. On no breath, walk or lightly hop your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold forward. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, rise all the way up to standing, reach your arms up. Exhale, Tadasana, hands down to heart. One more round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Option for full Chaturanga, exhale, step back to plank. Bend your elbows, lower just halfway down. Inhale, roll over the toes, upward facing dog. Lift your thighs, lift your gaze. Exhale, downward facing dog. Roll over the toes or flip your feet one at a time. Either way, we all meet back in down dog. On no breath, walk or lightly hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands down to your heart. Chair pose, inhale, Surya Namaskar, B with lunges. Send your hips back, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga, step back or float back, landing already in Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Step your right foot between your hands and lower your left knee down onto the mat. Anjaneyasana, lift your arms up into lunge. Allow the hips to sink forward. Exhale, Chaturanga, hands down. Left toes tuck, step to plank. Bend the elbows to hover. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, Anjaneyasana. Right knee down onto the mat. Press into the top of your right foot as you reach your arms up. Exhale, Chaturanga, hands down, step to plank, and bend your elbows. Inhale into your back bend, either cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. After your third exhale on no breath, step or lightly hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend your knees, hips back, lift your arms up. Exhale, straighten your arms, Tadasana, hands to heart. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair, hips back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift. Chaturanga, exhale, option to jump back or step back. Inhale into your back bend, either cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Right foot forward, crescent lunge. Stay high on your back toes, rise up, inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga, hands down, step back to plank, bend your elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, crescent lunge. Stay on the right toes, rise up. Exhale, Chaturanga, hands down, step back, bend your elbows to hover. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale, 3 breaths. Now at this point in the story, Ashtavakra arrives to King Janaka's palace. And as he walks in, he's greeted with laughter. The entire court looks at him and laughs, as if it's so ridiculous that this man journeyed all the way there just to sit and learn from them. On no breath, Walker jumped to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Bend your knees, lift your arms. Exhale, Tadasana. Hands to heart. Bend your knees, inhale, chair, hips back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga, step or jump back. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Warrior one. Step your right foot between your hands. Set your left foot down, left heel down, and rise up. Send the left hip point forward. Maybe gaze up just with your eyes. Exhale, Chaturanga. Hands down, step back, bend your elbows. Inhale, upward facing. Lift the thighs up off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one. Ground your right heel down, rise up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Hands down, step back. Get curious about how this Chaturanga is feeling. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Now, Astavakrasana's journey was not easy. And to be greeted with laughter instead of with respect, with curiosity, maybe with open arms, it was pretty disappointing for him. So disappointing, in fact, that he started to laugh with them at the ridiculousness of this situation. He laughed so loudly that the king and the entire court was confused. His laugh was so intense it almost sounded like he was crying. On no breath, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend your knees, lift your arms. Exhale, Tadasana, hands to heart. Inhale, bend your knees, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift. Chaturanga, exhale. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Right foot forward, left knee onto the mat. Option to grab your blocks if you'd like. We'll be moving from a low lunge into a half split. So if it would feel more comfortable to have your hands elevated a bit, go ahead and grab those blocks. Otherwise, hands on the mat. As you inhale, allow your hips to sink into a low lunge. And as you exhale, hips come back, straighten the right leg, either all the way or partially, half split. Inhale, lunge, hips forward. Exhale, half split. 2 more like that. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, half split. And 1 more round. Inhale into your lunge. Exhale, half split. Press down through your heel. Energetically hug the right thigh bone back. Rebend the right knee. Step back, Chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, lunge to half split. Right knee down on the mat. Inhale, let your hips sink. Exhale, press back, half split. Inhale, hips forward. Exhale, half split. 3 more like that. As you move, get curious about how this side feels compared to the other. If blocks would make this feel better in your body, or any little changes that you might choose to make for your individual body. Last round. Exhale, back into that half split, press into your heel, hug the thigh bone back. Then Chaturanga, bend the left knee, step back to plank, and bend your elbows to hover. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. At the bottom of your 3rd exhale, on no breath, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, inhale, chair. Exhale, Tadasana, hands to heart. Bend your knees, inhale, chair. Hips back. Fold forward, exhale. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, Chaturanga, step or jump back. Inhale, up dog. Down dog, exhale. Right foot forward, warrior one with arch your arms. Ground your left heel down and rise up into warrior one legs. Take a moment to level out your hips. Reach your right arm up and pat yourself on the back. Then take your left hand and ease the right elbow back. If this is enough for you, stay right here. Otherwise, internally rotate the left shoulder and reach left fingertips towards the right, grabbing onto pieces of clothing, a strap, or your fingertips. Inhale, lift up through your ribs. Exhale, bend your right knee and press into your left heel. Inhale into low back. Exhale, hug belly to spine, creating a little more space in the low back. Feel for building a strong foundation from which you can move. Pyramid pose. Release your arms, straighten your right leg, and hop your left foot in a little closer and a little wider. Place your hands on top of your right thigh and fold forward, maintaining a level pelvis. Press your hands into your thigh and lengthen your chest forward. If this feels good, stay here. Otherwise, set your hands down on blocks or all the way down onto the mat if you need. Inhale, elongate your spine. Exhale, squeeze in through the inner leg lines. Inhale, lengthen your ribs away from your hips. Exhale, draw belly in and feel for a level pelvis. The court and King Janaka were confused at Ashtavakra's laughing and crying. They weren't sure what to make of it. So King Janaka asked him why he was laughing at them. Rise up into standing splits. You can walk your hands a bit forward, then kick your left leg up towards the ceiling and fold. Option to place hands on blocks or go deeper into the pose by setting the right hand behind the ankle and using that as a point to pull from. Inhale into your hips. Exhale, squeeze your left glute for strength. Inhale into your upper back. Exhale, let your head hang heavy. Ashtavakra's response to King Janaka confused him even more. He said, "I can't believe I've gone all the way across the country for a bunch of cobblers." Release your left foot down, step back into plank, and lower all the way down onto your belly, diamond cobra. Walk your hands forward of your shoulders, make a diamond shape. Lengthen your tailbone down, draw belly in, and push into the tops of your feet. Maintain the lower body engagement. Inhale, drag your ribs forward and up. Exhale, pull your ribs forward and down. Feel your lats engage. Hands under shoulders, down dog. Left foot forward, warrior one, arch your arms. Ground your right heel down and rise up to stand. Reach your left arm up, pat yourself on the back, and either use your right hand to drive the elbow further back or internally rotate right shoulder and reach fingertips towards each other. Grab onto your shirt, a strap, or fingertips. Inhale into your belly. Exhale, send your tailbone down, bend your left knee deeply. Inhale into your front ribs. Exhale, reach your elbows in opposite directions and start to find space in the upper back. Feel for slowing down your breath to create more openness, not only in your body, but maybe in your mind too. Pyramid pose. Release your arms, straighten out your left leg, and hop your back foot in closer and wider. Level out your hips from left to right, set hands on left thigh and lean forward. Option to stay here, using your hands as traction for the back, or set your hands down on blocks or all the way down on the mat. Inhale into your hips. Exhale, level out your hips from left to right so both hips are at the same height. Inhale down into pelvic floor. Exhale, squeeze your inner ankles together and find a little bit of lift in the arch of your feet by scrunching the ball of the foot and the heel towards each other. Feel for staying strong through your legs rather than dumping down with gravity. Standing splits. Walk your hands forward and kick your right leg up towards the sky. Inhale into low back. Exhale, squeeze your right glute to lift even further. Inhale into upper back. Exhale, soften the crown of your head down towards the ground, almost as though you could use that to get deeper into the shape. King Janaka naturally was confused at being called a cobbler, a shoemaker. He'd never made a shoe in his life. So Ashtavakra explained to him that the reason that all he saw in that room were cobblers was because each of the people in that room saw nothing but skin. Lower the right foot down, step back into plank, and lower all the way down onto your belly. Reach your arms long by your sides with palms facing down, locust. Draw your big toes together to touch. It's okay if they separate a bit, but keep your heels pointing up. Lift your chest, lift your legs, lift your arms. Allow your chin to come down slightly so that the back of your neck is still long rather than crunched. Inhale into your upper back. Exhale, lift your whole body up away from the ground. Inhale into low belly. Exhale, keep that lift. Squeeze inner leg lines. Release. Down dog, hands under shoulders, send hips up and back. Head to ankle prep. Step your right foot between your hands and rise up into warrior two legs. Set your hands directly down beneath your hips. You can either stay here, walk your hands back behind you, or place your left hand on the ground close to your left foot, and right hand onto right thigh close to the hip crease. Straighten out your right arm and arc your upper body towards your back leg. Inhale into your hip crease. Exhale, lift your belly away from your right thigh. Inhale into your lower back. Exhale, lift both hips to the same height. Feel for maintaining a neutral pelvis in the shape. Lunge twist. Lower your hands down to the ground and set your left knee down. Rise up into a box-shaped lunge, so hips stack over your back knee, front knee stacks over your ankle. Hook your right thumb into the hip crease to keep the hip down, then twist your left elbow outside of your right hip. Make a fist with the left hand, stack your right hand on top like you're closing a jar, and press into your right palm to open your chest towards the ceiling. Inhale into your hips. Exhale, scissor hug your legs towards each other. Light up your inner thighs. Inhale into your belly. Exhale, rotate your chest open towards the ceiling while keeping your hips neutral. Feel for twisting from your ribs rather than your hips. Release your hands down, lizard. Set your hands on the inside of your right foot and walk your right foot out to the right. Tuck your left toes under and extend your left leg back so your upper body feels like you're in plank. Option to take this pose on forearms as well, and this time it should feel more like a forearm plank. Inhale into your hips. Exhale, push down through your hands and through your feet. Inhale into upper back. Exhale, hug your right knee in towards the shoulder rather than letting it dump out to the side. Astavakrasana went on to explain that all this court saw was skin. Whether skin was good or bad, whether that skin looked like it was ideal for making a shoe, or ideal for being in a court, or ideal for whatever. But they were only seeing the outside. King Janaka recognized in that moment what a huge mistake he had made in making fun of Astavakrasana. And instead, he employed him on his court, and he learned so much from him in the end. If you're down on your forearms, walk yourself back up onto your palms. Step your right foot back to plank with control. Plank with knee to elbow taps. Take your right foot and tap it towards your right elbow, and then step back to plank. Then left knee towards the left elbow, step to plank. Do that again, right knee, right elbow, plank, left knee, left elbow, plank. This time you'll go across, right knee, left elbow, plank, left knee, right elbow, plank. Again, right knee, left elbow, plank, left knee, right elbow, plank. Option to take chaturanga, up dog, and then down dog, or push straight back into downward facing dog. Either way, we all meet back in down dog. Step your left foot forward, head to ankle prep. Spiral the right heel down, rise up into warrior two legs. Set your hands down below your hips. Stage 2, you can walk your hands back behind you. Or stage 3, place your right hand on the ground beside your right foot, possibly on a block. Left hand on the left thigh, heel of hand close to hip crease. Straighten left arm, arc your ribs towards your back leg, and relax your neck. Inhale into your lower back. Exhale, lift your right hip to the same height as the left hip. Inhale into the left hip crease. Exhale, press the heel of your left hand into the hip crease and lift your belly away from your thigh. Feel for creating space in the left hip. Lunge twist. Lower your hands down and set your right knee down onto the mat. Set up in a box lunge with your hips right over your back knee, front knee over your ankle. Hook left thumb into left hip crease and hook right elbow outside of the left thigh. Make a fist with the right hand, stack left hand on top. Inhale, lengthen through your rib cage. Exhale, pull your belly into twist. Inhale into pelvic floor. Exhale, push down through the bottom of your left foot, top of the right foot. Feel for staying engaged and curious about what muscles get sleepy the longer you're in a pose. Lizard lunge. Unwind and set your hands down inside of your left foot, heel to the left foot out to the left. Tuck your right toes under and rise up, lifting your knee away from the ground. Option 2, stay here on your hands or lower down left forearm first, followed by the right. Inhale into upper back. Exhale, push the earth away through your elbows, your hands, and your feet. Elbows only if they're on the ground. Inhale into your core. Exhale, treat this pose just like plank by lifting your body away from the ground and squeezing left knee in towards left shoulder. Get curious about where you can feel even stronger in the shape. Step your left foot back to meet the right. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Cobra twist. Set your left hand forward of your shoulder as if you were going into diamond cobra. Keep the right hand underneath the right side of your chest. Inhale, with your left hand, pull your ribs forward and up. Exhale, push into your right palm, twist your chest open. Inhale, unwind out of the twist. Exhale, left hand pulls your ribs forward and down. 2 more like that. Inhale, left hand pulls forward and up. Exhale, right hand pushes to twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, left hand pulls, grip the mat. Forward and down. 1 more. Inhale, drag your ribs forward and up. Exhale, right hand pushes to twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, left hand pulls forward and down. Switch sides. Left hand under your shoulder, right hand forward in that diamond cobra shape. Inhale, use your right lats to pull your ribs forward and up. Exhale, left hand pushes to twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, right hand pulls forward and down. 2 more. Inhale, pull with your right hand. Exhale, push with your left. Inhale, unwind from the twist. Exhale, pull with your right hand. 1 more. Inhale, pull forward and up. Exhale, left hand pushes to twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, right hand pulls. Both hands under your shoulders, downward facing dog. Step your right foot between your hands, rise up into warrior 2 legs for extended side angle. Place your right forearm on your right thigh and sweep your left arm overhead. This is option 1. You can choose to stay here, or you might choose to set your right hand down either on a block or on the ground just outside of your foot. Then reach left arm overhead. Inhale, rotate your heart open towards the ceiling. Exhale, press down through your feet and squeeze your heels towards each other. Inhale into your upper back. Exhale, draw your belly in and maybe open your heart towards the ceiling 1 more centimeter or lift your belly away from your thigh 1 more centimeter. Feel for staying active and engaged. And from here, we'll start to move into the bind. Internally rotate your left arm. Reach your left arm behind your back. Sneak the right hand back on the ground on the inside of the right foot. And then snuggle the right shoulder under. Reach your fingertips towards each other underneath your right thigh. Option to grab onto a strap here or pieces of clothing. Now lift your body up high out of the pose, then rebend your right knee, maintaining a lift in your chest and your core. Press down through both feet, maybe bend the right knee 1 more inch. Last breath here, and then we're moving into Bird of Paradise. So start to prepare by looking down, hop your left foot to the top of the mat, stand on your left foot, and come all the way up with your right leg and your arms still. And then when you're ready, extend your right leg, if you choose to today. Find a gazing spot to look at. Now here is where we need to add a little bit of curiosity. So if the mind starts to label the pose, or if your breath stops, take a moment to slow down, reconnect with your breath, reconnect with your focus, and allow your mind to be quiet and just observe the way that, say, your left foot or your core or whatever part of your body engages in order to stay in the pose. Release your right foot down. Step your left foot back into that bind, and then unbind. Lower your hands onto the ground. Step back into plank, and lower down onto your belly. Grab your block and place your block between your ankles. You can be at medium setting or at the longer setting, whatever works for your hips. Extend your arms long by your sides. Shalabhasana or locust. Inhale, lift up your chest and your legs. Exhale, squeeze your ankles around the block. Lift your arms. Inhale into your chest. Exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together behind your back. Squeeze your ankles, lift your hips. Lift your hips, lift your ankles 1 more inch. Release, come all the way down, hands under shoulders, down dog, and from down dog, kick the block out of your way. Step your left foot between your hands, extended side angle. Rise up and place your left forearm onto your left thigh. Sweep your right arm overhead. Option to stay right here, or set your left hand down either on a block or on the ground just outside of your left foot. Then extend right arm overhead. Inhale into your hips. Exhale, press down into both feet. Inhale into your right ribs. Exhale, plug the right shoulder blade down and open your chest towards the ceiling. Feel for creating 1 long line between the outside of the right foot through the right fingertips. Now starting to move into the bind, right arm behind your back. Step your left hand into the inside of the left foot, and then bind the left arm behind your back. Option to grab a strap, pieces of clothing, or fingertips. Then once again, lift your chest up, get up high out of the pose, as high as you can, then rebend, sinking only through your thighs, not through your chest and your core. Take a moment to feel your legs, maybe they're shaking. You're not here for too long, just 1 more breath. Then look down and hop your right foot forward, Bird of Paradise. Stand on your right foot, take the left leg up with you. Take a moment to find your drishti, and if you choose to, extend your left leg. Reconnect with that curious nature that exists within you. Send your breath where your curiosity guides you. What would it feel like to breathe into the left sit bone, or the right shoulder, or the back of your neck? Release your left foot down. Step your right foot back through extended side angle, then lower your hands down onto the mat. Step straight back into down dog. Malasana squat. Either walk or lightly hop your feet outside of your hands. Squat down through your hips and place your hands together at your heart. You can walk your feet in closer if you need a little more challenge, or walk your feet out wider. Another option here, if this is unbearable in your hips, is to sit on top of a block. That's so much nicer. All right, from here, set your left hand down and use your left outer arm to press into your thigh and open your hip. Extend your right arm up into a twist. Option to gaze up at your hand. If that bothers your neck, just look wherever's comfortable. Inhale, lift up through your ribs. Exhale, draw your belly in, maybe twist another centimeter. Option to take the right arm behind your back into a bind. One more breath here. Unwind out of that. Hands back to center. Then set your right hand down. Press your right upper arm into your thigh to continue opening the hip, and reach left arm up into a twist. Inhale into your hips. Exhale, squeeze your inner ankles towards each other. Maybe scrunch up the arch of your feet. Inhale into your left side ribs. Exhale, rotate open from your ribs. Option to take it into a bind, and one more breath here. Unwind out of that. Reach your arms straight out in front of you and sit down. Cross your ankles. Get comfortable for just a moment. Maybe find some little circles in your hips, whatever would feel good. From here, we'll be moving into compass prep. So grab onto your right leg and take some little rocks. Side to side like you're rocking a baby, just kind of warming up your hips, although they might be a little bit warm by now. Then make some little circles, circling out the hip joint in one direction, then the other. And if you're feeling spicy today, you can make some little figure eights. That can be confusing for your brain. Then grab onto the outside of your foot as though you're going to happy baby and drive your knee back, keeping the knee pretty close to your chest. Just feeling for getting a little stretch with each movement. All right, now hold on to your right foot with the left hand and snuggle the right shoulder under your right thigh, as high up as you can get it. Then use that right leg to lock on, squeeze. From here, cross your left ankle on top of your right. You can watch this real quick if you have not done this pose before, but we'll be going into Astavakrasana now by leaning forward, shooting your legs out to the side, and bending your elbows all at the same time. All right, so go ahead and give that a go. Lock the thigh around your shoulder, ground the right palm down, left foot on top, make a hook, then lean forward, lift your hips as you extend your legs out to the side and bend your elbows. You can breathe there for a moment. And when you're ready to come out just by sitting down and then finding a cross-legged position. Chin down towards your chest, roll out your wrists if you need. And then we'll get ready for the other side. Left leg comes up and rock it like a baby. Find your breath and get curious about how different this side might be. If the right side was challenging, it doesn't mean that the left side will be. Make some circles in one direction and the other. The fact is, the body is not totally symmetrical. Grab onto the outer edge of your foot and drive back. So one side can feel super easy and the other side can feel challenging. And sometimes if we start with the easy side and then move on to the challenging side, it can be a little bit discouraging. So notice if any of that comes up. All right, hook your thigh around your shoulder as high up as you can, squeeze on for dear life, and then cross right ankle on top of the left. Extend your legs out to the sides, lift your hips, and bend your elbows. You can look wherever you want. I find it's more comfortable to look towards my feet, but whatever feels good. When you're ready to come out, lower your hips down, find a cross-legged seat, and get comfortable. Now, with no expectations, we'll try each side one more time. Sometimes second time is the charm. So when you're ready, throw your right leg over your shoulder, squeeze in, hook the left ankle over, ground your palms down a little wider than shoulder width distance. Lift your hips up, squeeze your right knee into your shoulder. That is truly the vast majority of this. You can push so much with the right leg that your hips come right up. All right, but as your hips come up, shoot the legs out, bend your elbows. Take one breath, maybe two breaths, maybe 100, who knows? And then hips down when you're ready. Right into the other side. Swing the left leg over your shoulder, squeeze. Right ankle crosses on top, hands are shoulder width distance apart. Push through the left leg. So you should feel your left leg engage. Extend the legs out to the sides. Keep that squeeze. Lift your hips and bend your elbows. Stay with your breath. Come down whenever you're ready, and just take note. Was one side easier than the other? Was it not? Was the second time around easier, harder? Who knows? No judgment, just notice. And then lie down on your back. Bend your knees. And let your low back soften into the ground, feeling your sacrum get heavy. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Then draw your left knee in towards your chest. Take a moment here. Level out your hips so you feel equal weight between both hips. And then if you'd like to go deeper, hook your right arm between the hole between your legs. And with both hands, grab onto your shin, your thigh, whatever's comfortable. Keep your hips level as you squeeze the left knee into your chest. The story of Astavakrasana has so many lessons within it, but the biggest lesson is certainly to not judge a book by its cover. It teaches us that we are so much more worthy than what is on the outside, what we can visibly see. Release your right leg down and switch sides. Left ankle over right thigh. Drive your right knee in towards your chest. Pause for a moment. Get your hips neutral, and then once you're feeling neutral, you can drive right knee in a bit closer. Option to thread the left arm between the legs and right arm around. Inhale into your low back. Exhale, squeeze your right knee in if that feels good. Otherwise, back out of it. As you breathe here, tap back into that sense of curiosity. If someone that was as well-versed in the Vedas and as intelligent as Astavakrasana could still travel with difficulties, with challenges, with obstacles, could still travel such a far distance in order to learn more, then we can always find something new in our bodies and our practice. And in yogic philosophy, there's always more to learn, even if it feels like you're an expert. Release. And from here, extend your legs out to straight for banana pose. Slide your hips over to the left, ankles over to the right. Grab onto your elbows and then arc your upper body over towards the right into a banana shape. Eye gaze can be wherever is comfortable for you. Inhale, wash your breath through the left side body. Exhale, soften your hips and your shoulders into the mat. Inhale into your belly. Exhale, let go of any stress, any tension from the body. And switch sides. Slide your upper body back through center, legs through center, uncross your ankles, then scoot your hips over to the right and slide your ankles over to the left. Grab onto your elbows, arc your upper body over to the left, and option to cross right ankle over left. Inhale into your right ribs. Exhale, soften your rib cage down towards the ground. Let it get heavy. Inhale through the whole right side body from your elbow down to your right knee. Exhale, relax your jaw and maybe even invite your eyes to close. Uncross your right ankle, slide your whole body back through center. Happy baby. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Grab on either to the outer edges of your feet or wherever you can reach along the outer legs, and drive your knees down towards the ground. You might choose to find a little rock side to side or do anything that would feel good here. And just one more breath here. Then squeeze your knees back into your chest and release into your final Shavasana. Let your legs extend, feet fall open, mat width apart or even wider. Take up space. Open your arms away from your body and close your eyes. Feel your rib cage get heavy. Feel your pelvis get heavy. Each and every bone and joint of your body releases into the earth, heavier and heavier with each exhale. You even begin to feel your eyes get heavy in their sockets, truly letting go. A gray head does not make an elder, not by years, not by gray hairs, not by riches, nor by relations did the seers make the law. He who is great to us is one who has learning. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana a while longer, pause the video now. Otherwise, begin to breathe deeply. Fill up your belly, fill up your chest, fill up your back body with breath. And then start to invite in movement by wiggling your fingers and toes. Roll your head over to the left and over to the right, stretching out the sides of your neck. Inhale, reach your arms over your head, point your toes, get long. And exhale, roll onto one side in fetal position. And gently press yourself all the way back up to a seat, keeping your neck relaxed. And place your hands together at your heart. Take a moment to honor the fact that you chose to come to your mat today. Even if it's something that you do every single day, it's still something to celebrate and to cherish. Celebrate the fact that you came here with fresh, beginner eyes and a curious mind. And commit right now to staying in that beginner mind and that curious mind. Commit to not making judgments about people, experiences, or things before really getting to know them. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. The light within me honors, respects, and loves the light within you. Namaste. I hope that you enjoyed this practice. My name again is Adriana Lee. Have a wonderful day.